Well, we have a very important story in a very different tone. There is a child abuse inquiry report that will be released later today, and we will be discussing that. It's the culmination of a huge investigation over a number of years, and it is expected to criticise MPs for not taking these issues serious enough. Well, let's now speak to Dr Bernard Gallagher about this, a child protection specialist. Thank you so much for joining us on the programme. Could you just describe a bit more for our viewers what we are expecting from this report?
I imagine this report will sum up, because there have been previous reports, I think this report will sum up the mistakes that have been made over the years, how cases of child sexual abuse within organisations should be better responded to in future. But above all, I hope the report will be making recommendations as to how these cases can be better prevented.
And also, I mean, the report is expected to criticise senior officials for denying abuse allegations over many years. I mean, that is a very serious claim. What do you make of that?
I think it's quite clear that in numerous organisations and various types of organisations, children's homes, boarding schools, sporting clubs, etc., that people have turned a blind eye, really, to allegations of child sexual abuse. And that's obviously very serious. Now, some of these cases do go back many decades to the 50s and 60s. I think since that time, I think people in general are much more prepared to actually tackle child sexual abuse. But that said, we shouldn't be complacent. We've always got to be on our guard, because there'll always be a risk of child sexual abuse. And it's essential that people, all of us, are fully committed to tackling child sexual abuse. Now, while this inquiry report focuses upon so-called state and non-state organisations, I think we have to be honest that it's not only organisations or senior officials, lots of individuals throughout society and over decades have turned a blind eye to child sexual abuse. Now, this inquiry report doesn't look at child abuse or child sexual abuse in families, but I've been studying child protection for 30 years now, and I've seen countless examples of family members also turning a blind eye to child sexual abuse. So while it's very tempting to blame other people for these failings, I think it's to some extent human nature. I think all of us are capable of turning a blind eye to child sexual abuse. It's really important not to think this has got nothing to do with us. All of us are involved in a sense.
What